Biology 270 is one of the few SWIC biology courses that truly has a prerequisite. The prerequisite for Biology 270 is Biology 101, which includes a math prerequisite. You don't have to have specifically taken those at SWIC. You could have taken either of those courses somewhere else and used a transfer course. Many students take genetics coming in from other places to fulfill a requirement at their current university for a degree program. So we have a wide variety of students that take Biology 270. But because SWIC Biology's 101 is a prerequisite for Biology 270, we are operating under the assumption, and our textbook operates under the assumption, that you have had an introductory biology class. Now, I know that many of you didn't take it yesterday. Some of you took it a long time ago. Some of you took it more recently. And unfortunately, that means if you've taken it a while ago and brain dumped some of these topics, I'm going to still assume that you remember them. Many of the prerequisite topics are topics that we're going to come back to in a little bit more detail, but I am going to assume that because we have a prerequisite requirement, you are going to know some of the prerequisite topics. Fortunately, in Chapter 1 in our genetics textbook, there is a section that reviews some of these topics. So if there's anything in here that you don't remember, you can go back, read the couple of paragraphs, and it should give you a brief description. If many of these look unfamiliar, you may have to come into office hours and just get a quick refresher as we get to some of these. And please don't be shy about doing that, because as I said, some students took Biology 101 very recently, others took it a long time ago. It's just the diversity of students that we have in our classroom. So if some of these things don't look familiar to you, don't be shy, come chat with me. We can go over it, or I can give you a resource, a video, or something to help you jog your memory. And then, as I said, many of these things we're going to come back to and just do in a little bit more detail. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to cover all of these right this minute, but do keep it in the back of your mind that there may be a few things you need to cover. The big thing that I'm going to assume that you know or have is a basic understanding of eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. I'm also going to assume that you have a basic understanding of DNA as the coding material, basic understanding of the structure. You might not remember all of the details, that's okay, but the fact that genes are our fundamental unit of heredity and genes come into multiple forms. Those are two major topics that you just kind of have to have down already. So you can see a list here of some of the items that you'll need to remember. Honestly, most of these will be familiar to you. Many of you are my 101 students, and I know that we covered this in our class, so I assume that if you took it at SWIC, you covered these as well. The big one that many students don't remember is the major differences between the eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. So there is a summary in Chapter 1, Section 3 that you can go back and review. Honestly, there are a plethora of YouTube videos as well. You could just Google, read a couple articles about the differences. You don't need to remember a lot of the organelles. We will talk about some of them. You should remember the basics, like the nucleus contains DNA and some of that. For the organelles that we do need to remember in detail, we'll review them in a little bit more detail, but you should have a basic understanding of the differences between these two cell types. Again, I'm going to assume that you have that. The rest of these are just some definitions that you should be familiar with. It would not hurt to go through, look these up, get a good definition in your head, and just kind of have a basic understanding of each of these. This page is a little bit more specific. I'm not quite as worried about all of these as the other page. The other page is really a basic. Those are terms I'm going to use every single day starting at day one. Some of these on this page you may not actually have covered in 101, and just having a general understanding of some of these is fine. We do a chapter on evolution and genetic change in a population. You would have done that in Biology 101, or if you take a Biology 102 at SWIC, we talk about that a little bit as well. So there are a variety of things. Again, read through these. Read your textbook, chapter 1, section 3, just get a good review. Even if you think you know it, wouldn't hurt to read chapter 1, section 3 and just get a good foundation starting off.